In this video, we're going to share with you 10 common money mistakes you may be making right now. If you or someone you know is unable to make their wealth grow despite all of their efforts to earn and save money, then we believe that you've come to the right place, because by the end of this video, you're going to know how to take a deeper look at different aspects of your finances and assess and figure out how you can avoid making financial mistakes that prevent your financial growth. Welcome back, Money Masters. It's another Finance Friday, where we are flipping the switch on credit and debt to shed some healthy light on how you can safely use other people's money to achieve your dreams. As we mentioned earlier, today we're going to be talking about 10 common money mistakes you may be making right now, which will help you take a deeper look at different aspects of your finances and figure out how you can avoid making financial mistakes that prevent your financial growth. But before we dive in, I just want to let you know that on Saturday, we'll be discussing 7 secrets the rich know that the poor don't. So if you don't want to risk missing out on that episode, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of our next amazing video. Okay, with all that said, if you're like us and are totally committed to obtaining financial independence, then go ahead and tap that like button and let's get into it. Mistake number 1, saving rather than investing. Did you know that just saving your money in the bank will result in you actually losing money over time? Inflation is a constant threat to anyone who is actively involved in society and its economy, and that probably goes for you too, especially since you're watching this video. Keeping your money in the bank further accentuates this threat, because keeping it in the bank means that your money does not work for you and does not produce any additional value through investments, stocks, and assets such as real estate, art, or any other product or resource that gains value over time. It simply devalues over time as inflation increases. The whole concept may sound very simple, and that's because it is. Money, by way of inflation, continually loses its purchasing power, and so prices go up. The best way to keep up with the times is to invest some of your money to ensure that your wealth multiplies as time goes on, so that you aren't left with money that's only half as powerful as it once was. Mistake number 2, being too scared to take financial risks. While saving your money is definitely an important part of being able to accumulate and make your wealth grow, it's also important to understand when to make a calculated financial risk that may allow your wealth to grow even more than if it had just stayed in your savings account. There will come a time when you will have to withdraw those savings and use them on certain expenses. In that case, all your money really did for you was to stay there and be spent when the time came, earning only a rather tiny portion of interest compared to if part of it was invested and was successful in making a return. Let's see an example. Let's say you went and invested a reasonable part of your savings into an index fund and waited for that to turn a profit. It's inherently a higher risk activity than if you simply left your money in the bank, but if it goes all right, you'll be able to grow your wealth much, much more than if you relied solely on interest. It's all about taking calculated risks while having a safety net that will allow you to bounce back in case those risks you took didn't pay off. It's as the saying goes, you miss all the shots you don't take. Mistake number 3, not investing wisely. People can often invest without much preparation or research, possibly because they were given tips by friends, or they just decided to believe in whatever they were investing in, and these people would end up losing lots of money on those investments. This mistake happens even more when people believe that they're all set when they own assets like a property or a business. While it's good to have assets like properties and businesses, because they can potentially provide substantial amounts of passive income, that's not always the case. To tenants can miss their rent payments, or businesses, like restaurants, may not turn up a profit due to a number of reasons. Investments like these can still be risky, as anything can happen that might affect how much you'll be able to earn from them. This feeds back into the idea that you should always have a backup plan, or a safety net that can sustain you in the event that something goes wrong while you attempt to assess and recover from the situation. Mistake number 4, believing and investing in get-rich-quick schemes. It's understandable that you want to accumulate wealth. Anyone would want to, and being able to accumulate wealth quickly is certainly possible, as some people have actually become millionaires overnight, or in the course of only a few weeks or months. These people tend to be the exception, though, not the rule. And unfortunately, get-rich-quick schemes tend to take advantage of people's hopes that they may one day become extremely rich over the course of a night or a few months. Believe us when we say that following a get-rich-quick scheme is more likely going to drain your wallet than it will fill it up. Get-rich-quick schemes tend to be either a scam or something that might just be illegal underneath all the layers of words and promises. Falling for money schemes will only end up with you losing time, energy, and money. It's as they say, if it's too good to be true, don't trust it. Mistake number 5, spending more than you make. This is a mistake that is more universal than you may think, especially among young adults. Earning money can be a freeing experience, as you get some form of control over what you can and can't do, or can and can't buy, but you should always do your best to keep composed and moderate your spending. Not spending more than you make seems like a rather obvious strategy, but a lot of people tend to make this mistake because they fail to keep track of their spending. Again, this can often happen to young adults who might have just gotten out of college and started working and earning a consistent stream of income. Not keeping track of your expenses and purchases can end up with you barely making it through each month as you attempt to cover the costs of things you've bought or agreed to pay in installations for. This also goes for if your income increases and your living expenses increase with it. It's understandable to want to reward yourself for a job well done and for getting through another month as a productive member of society. And it's understandable if you want to buy something to impress others. But remember that the money you spend rewarding yourself could be put to use making even more money for you through investments, bonds, interest, and the acquisition of assets. Mistake number 6, spending money on vices like cigars, cigarettes, and drugs. It's fairly well known that drugs and smoking can help people feel good and escape from reality, if even for a bit. It can be fun at first, but even a quick Google search can lead you to websites like Gateway Foundation and health.gov that inform you of risks that come with continued use of it. It's not only bad for your health in a variety of ways, such as weakening immune system and direct damage to several of your vital organs, but it also might be something that takes a big chunk out of your funds, especially if you're an avid user of these substances. The National Cancer Institute indicates on their site that the average price of a pack of cigarettes is $6.28, and buying a pack each day is going to set you back an estimated $188 per month, or around $2,300 a year. On the other hand, it was reported back in 2016 that Americans as a whole spent around $150 billion every year on illicit drugs. That's why we suggest that it's better to stop altogether, because the costs, physically, financially, and mentally, can add up alarmingly fast. If you can agree with our points about spending money on vices like cigars, cigarettes, and drugs, be sure to leave a comment on the video and let us know in the comments down below. Mistake number 7, relying heavily on credit cards. While some business applications do rely on credit cards, it doesn't mean that you have to rely on credit cards yourself. We get it though. Credit cards can be a very useful addition to your financial repertoire if used responsibly. Let's look at a scenario. You need to replace one of your broken appliances at home, say a refrigerator, and your food may spoil if it isn't addressed quickly. You don't have the money for a refrigerator at the moment, but you'll be getting a paycheck in a few days, so you use a credit card. Credit cards are useful, but they also promote impulse purchases through the mindset that you can afford pretty much everything, which can be a problem if self-control and careful planning is not practiced. To combat this, try forming a habit of using cash or a debit card instead of a credit card. Paying with cash helps you understand the weight of your financial decisions a bit better than using a credit card, which will better inform your financial decisions. Mistake number 8, not having an emergency fund. Even if you try your best to prepare as much as you can for unseen circumstances, there might still be circumstances or situations that you weren't prepared for simply because you wouldn't expect it to happen, like unexpected job loss, sudden travel expenses, major health or dental expenses, repairs for a home, vehicle, or other assets, and even emergency pet care. Having an emergency fund that amounts to around 3 to 6 months' living expenses is a good standard to uphold for emergency savings, and it should be considered a high priority objective for everyone. One way to accumulate emergency funds is by setting up automated deductions. This was discussed in one of our previous videos, which talked about 7 secrets for saving your money on a low income. If you're curious about other ways to save your money and pool your emergency savings even faster, check out our video on that. Mistake number 9, having a single source of income. If you have a single source of income, suddenly losing that would mean that you would unexpectedly stop earning money, and the single source of income that many people have is often their job, which is not always secure. Recent events over the years that have ended in unprecedented job losses have made it clear to many of us all around the world that our jobs may not always be secure, and that it's all the more important to have secondary streams of income that can support us in the event that we do lose our jobs. It's important to diversify your income streams as much as possible so that if you lose one source of income, your lifestyle is not immediately threatened. If you or someone you know has experienced job loss before and has bounced back from it, be sure to share your story in the comments down below so that people can learn from your experiences. Mistake number 10, having only one bank account. Having only one bank account may seem easier at first glance, but having several will be better in the long run. Of the reasons we can think off the top of our head, there is an ease of budgeting with multiple accounts, since you can limit the amount of money you can spend to the funds in a single account, and splurging with one account wouldn't affect the funds in another account. There is also the added benefit of categorization or separation of funds through bank accounts with different purposes. We recommend that you have at least 3 bank accounts, one for emergency funds, one for your living expenses and bills, and one for entertainment and leisure, and an optional bank account that will hold savings that can be set up with automated deductions from your salary directly into this account so that you can ensure you have an account with more backup funds that grows over time. You can also take advantage of any high interest rates or bank-specific benefits with multiple accounts, allowing you to enjoy more benefits than if you had only one account. And that's all the 10 common money mistakes that we have for you in this video. We hope you've learned some very valuable insights from what we've shared with you today. Please don't forget to leave a like on our video if it was able to help inform and positively influence your financial decisions and lifestyle. And leave a comment down below about how you feel like this video will help you boost your overall income. Also, if you love our content, subscribe for more Money Masters content and updates so that you don't miss out on our next episode of Saturday Storytime, where we'll be discussing 7 secrets the rich know that the poor don't. Also, we'd like you to consider sharing this video with at least one friend. It would mean the world to us if you would join us in our mission of helping good people like you keep more of what you earn and earn more from what you keep. That'll be all from us in this video, Money Masters. We'll see you in the next video.